Hello traders, good afternoon. My name is Tomasz Wiśniewski. I'm a Chief Analyst in Alpari Research and Analysis, and this is Daily Analytical Report with Alpari. So during this 30 minutes, I'll tell you what's going on the markets from the both technical and fundamental point of view. And as always, when you start trading, you always have to check the macro calendar to see important events that can affect the price. And actually this week is very rich in terms of the macro data, so there will be loads of things going on. And actually we started today. Look at this calendar, and we started today with the important events. So first, we got interest rate decision from Japan. There were no surprises there, so the rate was left unchanged. They also left their huge monetary stimulus program unchanged, despite the fact that they lowered the inflation forecasts, which shows us that there is a bit of divergence when you compare that to the to other countries where inflation is going up. Inflation forecasts in Japan went down. After that, we get a pack of data from Eurozone, actually mixed, because CPI inflation was lower than expected, not a big of a difference, but GDP came higher than expected, right? So GDP was better, inflation was lower. It did not cause a huge reaction on the market, maybe due to the fact that Frankfurt is not trading today. Frankfurt is a huge financial center in Europe, the second one after London. So German traders, investors, they have a day off. So maybe that's the reason why this number did not cause any bigger reaction on the market. But that's not the end. That's not the end for today, because in 27 minutes we'll have GDP from Canada, and in 7.5 hours we'll have a speech from Mr. Polis from Bank of Canada. As it's our first meeting this week, let's see what is going to happen in other days. On Wednesday, overnight actually, today we'll have a pack of data from New Zealand from the job market, and we'll have PMIs tomorrow. We start with China, then we will have UK, Canada, US. So today is PMI's day, but till the evening, because evening is all about Fed, is all about the rate decision. Chances that we'll have a rate change are low, close to 0%, because everybody's focusing on the December. So we do not expect any rate change in US, and all eyes are on December. But obviously statement should have an influence on the price of American dollar. And also many markets will be closed on Wednesday. European bourses will be closed on Wednesday. What we also have, next day, Thursday, trade balance from Australia. We also have data from the job market from Germany, and a huge pack of data from UK, along with the interest rate decision, which is expected to be raised from 0.25 to 0.5. So definitely huge volatility should happen on Thursday. And again, that's not the end, because on Friday we do have non-farm payrolls and also other PMIs. So as you can see, definitely this week is pretty heavy in terms of the macro data that is published on the markets. But that's what is about to happen. What is happening right now on the markets, what was happening yesterday. So, well, we have rises on the stocks right now. Cost after better earnings from BP mostly. American stocks are heading higher. DAX is closed, as we said. So that's actually no main info which is triggering the markets, just overalls, I would say. And that's pretty much it from the fundamental point of view. So now we can focus on the technical analysis. And with the technical analysis, let me start from euro dollar. You will see that this is H1 chart. That on H1 chart you can see that there was no reaction on the market from this CPI and GDP data. What is the situation now on euro dollar? Well, the thing is that we do have a sell signal. We do have a sell signal in the midterm, we do have a sell signal in the long term. In the short term, we still, well, it's like a neutral situation on the short term, because what we have here is a very technical movement right now. So the price broke the long-term neckline here, and 23.6 of the most important upwave, recent upwave, and according to the price action laws, broken support becomes a resistance, and actually that's what we are aiming for. After the breakout on Thursday and a continuation on Friday, what we are aiming for is a comeback here to test this level as a closest resistance. As long as we stay below the neckline, the sentiment is definitely negative, and the price should aim lower. So actually we are approaching a place where the sellers can join the market and they can perform another leg down. Buyers still have one hope. Their hope is this flag. So apart from the head and shoulder pattern, so left shoulder, head and right shoulder, what we do have here is a flag, and still the price can come back above, which will deny this head and shoulder pattern, and in case of a breakout of the upper line of the flag, we would have a legitimate buy signal on euro dollar. So, to sum up, the sell signal on euro dollar stays as long as the price stays below 23.6 Fibonacci level. As long as we stay below this level, there is a sell signal on this instrument, and the chances that the price will decline are much higher. Now let's see gold. Gold. Maybe let's start with a daily chart, because gold approached this green area, and this green area is very important for the situation, actually in the long term as well. Why is that? Because it's a combination of four important supports. First support is an uptrend line here. Second one is a downtrend line, which was broken here in August. It was already tested as a support, and that's the second test of this line as a support. What is more, we do have 38.2 retracement of this upswing, and we have 61.8 retracement of this upswing of the long-term and mid-term upswing, and all that levels, and also support here, support here, support here. All that supports are in one place, here marked with a green color. But actually only the fact that the price is approaching here, it does not change anything. But the fact that the price is approaching here and breaking this red line, that can be important. And that the price approaching here, performing a reversal and breaking this red line, that can be important. A breakout happened yesterday, but can be that considered as a false breakout, to be more precise like that. That can be considered as a false breakout. Well, yes, actually yes. What is more, there is another resistance here of an potential reverse head and shoulder pattern. Let me show you that. Okay. And maybe something like that. Right? So the thing is that potentially that can be a false breakout and the inverse head and shoulder pattern is not active yet. So what we can get here is a huge comeback and a test of this area one more time and eventually a breakout. So far we do not have a buy signal here yet. Buy signal will be created once the price will break the neckline here. So far, well, today chances for that are rather limited. Why is that? Because, well, that drop is not very encouraging for the buyers. It does not look good. And the price actually can deny this optimism from 2 days ago and from yesterday, from Friday and from Monday. And actually, currently, we have higher chances of the price testing the green area. Next one, Australian dollar to American dollar. The situation is very similar to this one on euro dollar. But here they don't have enough power to test the horizontal resistance here. I thought that they're gonna make a bigger comeback to the horizontal resistance and to midterm downtrend line, and they will fight for the correction equality pattern. But it's less likely to happen, and instead of going to the combination of three resistances, they decided to bounce from the first one. So left shoulder, head and right shoulder, and they decided to use the first one, which is a neckline of the head and shoulder pattern, which just shows that they are very, very weak. So there is no demand on Australian dollar to American dollar, even despite the fact, despite this candle from Friday, which was really promising. That was a legitimate hammer. Even despite this this hammer, the price is not going higher, which opens a way for the price to test this support created by a trend line. Okay, so currently on Australian dollar to American dollar, there is a sell signal with a potential target of 110 pips. Bitcoin made just new highs. No surprise with that. Sentiment is positive. We just can, with the Bitcoin, we're just drawing new supports, right? Okay, let me adjust that. Currently, we have three main supports. This one. Gray, red, green, red again. American dollar to Canadian dollar. Also similar situation, because on Friday we created a very good bearish candlestick, which potentially could have started a reversal, but it didn't. And well, this is the candle from Friday, and currently we do have a sideways trend. Not very exciting, actually pretty boring, but well, what can we do with that? We have to wait for another data which can influence this pair, and obviously we'll get this data this week, because this week is packed. WTI oil, very good end of the week. We are not surprised with that because we were warning you. We are telling that there are high chances for a reversal for quite a long time, right? We were supporting our view with this ascending triangle pattern, so red resistance, this dynamic support. We are supporting our view with the fact of this channel up formation, and we were highlighting the possible target for this movement. We were seeing it here, so on $55 per barrel. Currently we do have 54.2, and there are chances that we'll get there soon. Maybe not like now, because we can have a reversal test of the upper line of the triangle as a support. But eventually, there are high chances that we will get there. We will get this resistance. So, to sum up, sentiment is definitely positive. DAX is closed today, so remember that. Euro to British pound. Euro to British pound. That's a good one, because I think here I was telling you about a great price action setup, which should result with a downswing. I was telling that, and I was writing that on Investing or FX Street. I don't remember which one, but it was posted on our Twitter account, so our followers know that for sure. What we had was a downswing, correction aiming 50% FIBO, aiming 50% FIBO for the second time, and that was like a golden price action setup, especially that the first bounce was with a shooting star, second one with, well, that was almost an engulfing, right? We missed like few pips, but I would name it an engulfing. And after this engulfing, there was a beautiful sell signal. The thing is that I had one problem with this sell signal. If I would consider only this, that would be the golden setup, but I had to consider also this uptrend line, and we were here, so the potential risk to reward ratio for this trade was very low. Well, that was 1-to-1, so the risk was the same as profit, which is not always the best idea to have, but currently the target for this is much bigger than the initial one, because the price broke this uptrend line and went lower. So now the most possible scenario is the price aiming the red horizontal support here. Okay, so from the place where we started, that's 180 pips, which makes it significant enough. So far from the place where we found that was 120 pips, so we should get 170. Australian dollar to New Zealand dollar, that's another instrument which is having a very good buy signal based on a bullish breakout from the symmetric triangle on a weekly chart. The price stopped on the first horizontal resistance. It's not a surprise, right? It's a very important level. It was even support in 2013, resistance in 14, 15, 16. So, well, it is not totally a surprise that we bounced from this level and the price heading lower. What we are seeing here is still a correction. It's still a correction, and the fact is that the price is still making higher highs and higher lows, which makes it a healthy uptrend. And we use the recent resistance as the closest support. Well, as long as the price stays above this horizontal support, the sentiment is positive. But I would say that sentiment will be positive for a long time. We can even draw a trend line here, like this one. As long as we stay above this line, the sentiment is definitely positive. So even after the breakout, what color we can use? This one. Even after the breakout of the green horizontal support, as long as we stay above the green uptrend line, the sentiment is positive. American dollar, That's the dollar index actually. So a breakout of the neckline of this inverse head and shoulder formation, left shoulder head and right shoulder, triggered the buy signal. Situation is similar to euro dollar, right? So it's just inverted. So we are heading to the neckline to test it as a support, and on euro dollar we're heading to the neckline to test it as a resistance. And both actions should result with a bounce. If we want to see a continuation of this long-term movement, both actions should result with a bounce. That's silver. Silver, similar situation to gold, but a little bit more optimistic. For silver, all we need for a buy signal is a comeback above 16.8. 16.8 is like an ultra important support and resistance for the last few weeks. Like, look at that. Here a resistance, support, 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 resistance, 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 support, 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 resistance, support, resistance, and support. Since March, it was tested loads of times, and it's still important. But actually I can see that the price is trying to recover here, so probably there is a recovery attempt on gold. Yes, we can see that, and maybe the chance for a right shoulder increase. Euro to Japanese yen. That can potentially be a strong double top formation. Look at that. Hourly chart. 1, 2. Let's check. Let's check if there's a divergence. Probably yes. There is a divergence, as you can see here and here. Higher highs, but on MACD there are no higher highs. Actually, what the price is doing now is trying to break the horizontal support. Actually, here the sell signal was triggered. Now we are fighting to check if this sell signal was false, was fake or not. If it will be proven right, if it will be proven legitimate, it will give 350 pips trading opportunity, aiming this horizontal support here. If it will be proven right. Next one is cable. Cable stops below horizontal resistance. As long as we are below, there is no buy signal yet, but situation looks interesting. We can say that, okay, here is a resistance. We are still in a kind of a symmetric triangle formation. British pound to Australian dollar, well, that's a good one. Breakout of the horizontal resistance, and we do have a buy signal. Look at that. That's actually very technical, surprisingly, for British pound to Australian dollar. Okay, it will be better here. A breakout of the horizontal resistance. You see, this resistance was important since December 2016. Resistance, resistance, support, support, resistance, resistance, resistance after the breakout support. And it was defended as a support, and the price created short-term resistance. It was broken just now, which opens a way to the upper line of the symmetric triangle. So actually we do have a trading signal which should aim like which should result with a 280 pips upswing, potentially stop loss somewhere here, or if you want to be more aggressive, you can put it below the gray line. So what we're having here is a 300 pips upswing, 100 pips stop loss. Potential profit is 3 times bigger than the potential loss. That's a good ratio. The thing is that I don't like to trade on pairs with British pound to something. because my strategy, my system does not work very good with those. So I just won't force myself to do it, right? I don't have to. I have instruments which act better with my trading system than British pound to Australian dollar. It looks good, it looks promising, but I do check my stats carefully, and I notice that most of the trades with British pound to Australian dollar or British pound to Japanese yen or to Canadian dollar result with losses. So thank you very much for that. American dollar to Swiss franc. After a huge upswing, we do have a reversal attempt. Well, at least correction. And I think that the movement aiming great resistance wouldn't be anything amazing here. That would be just a natural movement, and sooner or later it should happen. But obviously the sentiment is positive, and what we should aim this horizontal resistance here. We dropped below the parity here. As you can see, the parity line is here. It can potentially be a strong resistance now. American dollar to Russian ruble. As long as we stay below 50% and this orange area, we still have bigger chances for a downswing. American dollar to Polish zloty, few head and shoulder patterns, inverse head and shoulder patterns, but more or less in the last few weeks we stay in a sideways trend. What the price is trying to draw now is this inverse head and shoulder pattern. So we have a left shoulder head and right shoulder, and once the price will get here, that will be a strong buy signal, right? Price getting above 3.7, that will be a nice buy signal on American dollar to Polish zloty. S&P V-shape reversal, that's what they love it. They absolutely love this kind of reversals. So probably we should get used to well, I got used to that. I don't know what about you, but I definitely got used to those reversals. And current sentiment on S&P, well, always positive. American dollar, New Zealand dollar to Singaporean dollar. Sentiment in the long term is definitely negative. Just a matter of if they will like to have a short correction or not. Currently, it looks like they don't like corrections, so they will aim here straight away. But we'll see. We'll see what will happen. And American dollar to Japanese yen. What we do have here. Upswing, test of the horizontal resistance and a reversal. Actually, that can be now considered as a false breakout because we fell below the green support, and maybe after going here we should see another movement in this tight range, and this tight range is present here since April. Upswing, downswing, upswing, downswing, upswing. Maybe it's another time for a downswing. So as long as we stay below this resistance, the sentiment stays negative, well, stays neutral in the midterm, and breakout of this horizontal resistance should trigger an upswing. Should trigger a buy signal, obviously. Let's check here again, euro dollar. Maybe they will aim here. I would love them to aim here and perform like the final test. Gold still fighting, still struggling. And yeah. That's not working. Euro to British pound looks the best currently. Like this contact with this horizontal resistance seems like it's going to happen sooner or later. Okay, my friends, thanks very much for watching daily analytical report. Tomorrow we don't have any. We have bank holiday. Many stock exchanges are not working, but we are back on Thursday. Hope to see each other on Thursday. Stay safe on the market. Always use stop losses, guys. And we see each other in half an hour, right? Because we do have a webinar about basics of the forex market. Thanks and goodbye.